Rich Adams, Roger McLean, and Zamarra the Shapeshifter are in studio with us. Thanks for coming in.
Why, thank you.
Now, Zamarra, people can't see you on the air, so I guess I'm going to have you describe what you do.
Well, you know what? I change into all kinds of different personalities. I'd say close to about 9 or 10. And I change into all these characters, all from the 1920s and such.
Now, who are some of those characters that you change into?
Oh, I change into Mae West and Fanny Bryce. And I also do a snake charmer act.
Let me tell you, Jason, her snake charmer act is just something else. I tell you, it's a really cool thing. She's got it down pat, I tell you.
It's kind of scary with a snake, but then again, it's showbiz.
Vaudville Revival at the Akron Civic Theater. It's coming up next week on the 31st. I suggest you get tickets for it. And how many people totally are in the show?
Okay, we've got a 3-person cast.
Okay.
And that includes myself and our piano player, Rich Adams. He does much of the stride and ragtime and silent movie era piano playing. And we alternate, Valerie and I. We alternate together doing the comedy and skit routines.
So we could expect to see some kind of Fanny Bryce kinds of things at this show?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Because you know what? When you walked in, Zamarra, I was thinking that's Secondhand Rose when you walked in.
You know what? I don't sing that one yet, but I do have quite a lot of Fanny Bryce acts that I do, and I do a lot of pratfalls. So, sometimes I kind of walk just a little bit funny.
So you've got the that's Rich, the piano player. So, what style of piano are you? Because you dressed right now kind of ragtime.
It's all music from the 20s, turn of the century. So we keep it moving along, and while they're making their costume changes, somebody has to fill in. So that's what I do.
And Roger, you brought your banjo with.
Yeah, I did.
My favorite instrument. You get this a lot, don't you? More banjo, more banjo, more.
Actually, this is not a banjo. It is a resonator guitar, and it was made popular around 1920 or so. And it's the first attempted amplification of the guitar itself.
Now I can see it.
Yeah, there you go.
I guess we should probably back up for some of the younger folks who may not remember Vaudeville because it was
and
so big.
Everybody listening today has no idea what.
Perhaps. I mean, it was very big until about, the 1930s, 1940s?
Yeah, actually, the art form ran from 1880 through 1920, 1929, and then the talkies came in, and it was all live on stage. It was live performances, and actually prior to any type of recording devices, so there's not really much that's available even on YouTube or anything like that. Some of the stuff goes back to, say, the silent movie era of Charlie Chaplin around 1915, and that was the silent movies, but no real audio recordings or anything of it.
How do you do a revival when you only have written documents?
Well, that's what we've done.
Together?
We've studied the written documents. We've studied a lot of the Barnum and Bailey Circus, and it all evolved from the Wild West shows and so on and so forth onto the stage and the vaudeville stage.
And we do a Asian magic fan dance where I dance with weapons and fans.
Her sword and her fans, her fighting fans.
That's just one of the very many personalities that. Oh, did I say personalities? I meant personalities that I go into.
I'm thinking about the beautiful Civic Theater. How close can I get to where you're performing?
Well, actually, this is the cabaret setup, which will be on the stage of the Civic Theater. 200 seats live on the stage. The seating and the audience and the performers will all be up close on the stage. And you'll have the beautiful environment of the historic 1929 Akron Civic Theater.
Yeah, I was going to say, is that kind of similar to the theaters that Vaudeville was in?
They did. They actually did what, Roger?
That particular house was built as a silent movie house, and by the time it opened, after 1929, the talkies had come in. So they were similar to that, although there were a lot of smaller theaters then, too. This is the Civic is a historic and a very beautiful, large venue, and we're lucky to have it here in Akron.
So do you get different vaudeville acts doing different looks on vaudeville if there's not a lot of stuff out there to go off of?
Oh, boy, you betcha. That's the truth. We go into all kinds of acts. We go into the Asian magic dance, Fanny Bryce, Mae West, and
so there's music, there's dancing,
Western
improvisation. We do improvisation,
snake
jokes,
charming.
skits, routines.
You know, we have to move so fast. Sometimes I just can't even. It's just
Is anything interactive with the audience?
Oh, absolutely. You know what we really want is any women or men who like to dress up in costume, we like to get them on stage and do the Charleston and all of that with us. We have a ball. We just have a ball.
And surprisingly, I actually have a few friends that are my age that do the Charleston. So I'll have to tell them to come out and see you guys.
That's fabulous.
Oh, it'd be great.
Now, where's a good place around town? Is there a good idea for places to get some period garb for them to wear down there?
You know, actually, if you go to just any kind of a thrift store and then just grab a little headband and a feather, that'll work. I mean, you just be creative. And if you want to go, say, to a costume store, I'm sure you can get something there. But I think it's more fun just to put your own costume together, and it won't cost anything.
There you go.
So you do go out in the audience, you get everybody involved with this, and there's a whole bunch of fast changes that you're doing?
Yes.
Do you have one of those girls that comes out with a card and puts it up to tell you what the next act is?
No, we don't have that at all, but we're thinking about including a lot more of a cast here in the near future.
We do have a placard on the side of the stage. One of the antique stands that we have the poster for the show on that. Kind of like what you're saying, the girl that puts it out, but it's on the side of the stage.
Got to get a break in here on the other side. I understand Roger and Rich, you guys have some stuff for us?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so we'll do that on the other side of the break. 12:18 on 1590 WAKR. Rich Adams, Roger McLean, Zamarra the Shapeshifter in studio with us from the Vaudville Revival Show going on down at the Akron Civic. 12:24 on 1590 WAKR. We've got Zamarra the Shapeshifter, Roger McLean, and Rich Adams in studio from the Vaudville Revival Show going on next Saturday at the Akron Civic. And this is really cool stuff. This is the first time we've ever had a group show up in costume.
Well, Roger, when I was talking to you yesterday, he said, I understand this is radio.
Right.
But do you mind if we wear costumes? Because we'd like to have pictures on our Facebook page, too.
Absolutely, yeah. I know I saw our custodian, Gary, walk past the window and look in here like, what did Sokol bring in here this time?
You're going to give us a tune?
Well, we are, yes. We sure would like to. You want me to go first? Okay.
Go right ahead.
Do this one by Robert Johnson. It's called Phonograph Blues. I love my phonograph, but it won't play a lonesome word. I love my phonograph, but it won't play a lonesome word. What evil have I done? What evil has a poor girl heard? Well, I love my phonograph, but you have broke your winding chain. Well, I love my phonograph, but you have broke your winding chain. Your needle has got rusted, and it will not play the same. Ladies and gentlemen, hurry, 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 and step right up. View one of the 7 wonders of the modern world. It is the 1904 patented golden gramophone. So, that's just a little excerpt from the show. We do a little bit on a gramophone that we include, an actual
old gramophone.
Antique gramophone that is included in the show. And it's a nice little segment. Departure from the modern world, I would say.
Absolutely. Now, I wonder, guys, how do you get involved with the whole vaudeville thing? How did all this come about?
Well, you know, I think it's just because I don't know, I just have a feeling for it. You know, something I always liked when I was a kid. I just liked all the movie stars and things like that, and I think that's kind of how I got involved in it.
Kind of makes sense. Now, Zamarra, we've got a couple minutes left here before we've got a break for news. Do you have something for us?
Sure.
All right.
Oh, I got a cold in my nose. I can't eat. I can't sleep. Got a cold and soak my feet. I got a cold in my nose. Oh, I got a cold in my nose. Went to see the doctor. Asked him what to do. Lordy help the doctor. He said, I think I got one too. So we laid down side by side. I'm okay, but the doctor died. I got a cold in my nose. Oh, I got a cold in my nose. That's
Oh, everybody run out and get tickets for this. Is it just the one night?
Yeah, one night only.
31st.
Saturday, May 31st.
And
downtown.
You said everybody's going to be up on stage, so I'm guessing limited tickets, right?
Yeah.
200. But we would love to have. We want to have an audience participation, and we sing "Happy Days Are Here Again." And when you walk out of the theater, you're gonna feel so good. It's just a happy, happy, happy evening. And thank you so much for having us.
Oh, thanks for coming in. This was a lot of fun. Zamarra the Shapeshifter, Roger McLean, Rich Adams from the Vaudville Revival Show. Again, it's next Saturday at the Civic, and tickets are still available, so you can go out and get some of those tickets.